Trump's speech?
We're going to sparkle, and then we're going to flip over to his speech. But I think before we do all of that, I think what we really all need to do is to pray.
Absolutely.
Down to the river to pray, studying about the good old way, and we shall wear the starry crown. Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about the good old way, and who shall wear the golden crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Come on, brothers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about the good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, fathers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, fathers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about the good old way, and we shall wear the starry crown. Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sinners, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sinners, let's go down in the river to pray. Oh, sinners, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sinners, let's go down in the river to pray.
All right, we want to give a shout out to Les Veaux Dominicans. Les Veaux Dominicans, they are a group of singing Dominican priests out of Toulouse, France, and they were doing a great job in English. And if you'd like to check out the rest of their music, check out Les Veaux Dominicans. And I believe they also have some albums out as well.
Do they? Beautiful.
Well, how are all of you lovely? I am the company of two very handsome gentlemen. I feel incredibly honored to be in your presence.
With a very lovely lady to our side.
You're very, very kind.
The wonderful Whimsy.
Oh, the wonderful wicked Whimsy. Yes. Well, my goodness, I came on today. I was making myself pretty, because making oneself pretty.
You don't have to make yourself pretty.
I feel pretty. Well, you two gentlemen make me feel pretty. But I was putting on my face, and then I sat down, and I happened to notice we have a lovely floor director. Give a shout out to our lovely Joel Tilson.
Hello, Joel.
Hi, guys.
His job is to prepare our cue cards. Yes, our cue cards, our virtual cue cards. And boy, I saw I had a bit of, when I saw the cue cards, I was like a little bit of a
wow.
A conniption fit.
Yes, I was verklempt when I saw the cards, and I thought,
me today, just looking at the news.
Yeah. And then I said, Joel, baby, talk me down off the ledge. So Joel, hello.
Hi.
Nice
to be back.
It's good to be back. I know you were awake for a couple days. Joel, does it seem to you, given I'm just looking at these cards here, does it feel to you like maybe things have gotten a little crazy the last couple of years? Do tell.
Insanity. It's insanity right now.
Yes.
Because you have a scared president that doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
No.
You got a defense secretary that I think he's working on with cue cards himself.
Oh wow!
He's trying to do his job. He has no idea what he's doing.
Well, they do make this show go a lot easier. Yes, having cue cards, it does help. I think I'm
It
losing.
helps us, yeah.
We had to go. We had to go Tuesday without Joel. I was a little verklempt with not having. I feel like I didn't have those safe arms.
I know.
Those
I
safe
know.
arms to hold me to get me
Yeah.
through the show. It was
Yeah.
very traumatic, Chuck. I
We
had
were
to.
having a Mercury retrograde day. It was like a lot of things were.
Everything was going
Yeah.
haywire.
Yeah.
Of
Still,
course, we
very
had
much
the
Mercury.
amazing author Christina Bach
Oh,
in the
that was
studio
great.
on Tuesday. She was amazing, and what a great author
Wonderful.
she is. Love that
Yeah.
book. Love her, and hopefully we'll have her back again because that is a trilogy.
That would be great. I'd love to have her back.
Mhm.
I didn't know about the trilogy till we did the show.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a good laugh out of her writing, and
Mhm.
yeah, I think she just did a great job.
Mhm.
Chuck, I don't know if you had had a chance yet. I think you haven't yet ordered your book,
I
but
haven't
wanted to
ordered the book yet.
I wanted to announce we have a new winner for the month of July, and unfortunately, we will be starting in the middle of July because, as you know, Chuck and I were on summer. Well, I guess it was spring break. We haven't taken our
Spring break.
summer. We haven't taken our summer break yet.
Well,
You and I
we
should
haven't.
talk. We should talk about that. I'm thinking maybe you and I do something.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah, someplace cold like Canada, though. If we're going to be
yes.
shooting, if we're going to be doing something over summer, like August, September, and you and I have to get out of the heat, I'm thinking maybe we go to Victoria Island for 3-4 days. Nothing expensive, not like
Oh.
before.
Oh, we have to be careful with money right now because of the
Well,
trip.
I'm thinking though, Victoria. Well, we'll talk about it. I've
We'll
been
talk.
scouting ideas for the
You
summer.
know,
But
another
listen,
place you might want to think about going is in the mountains of Colorado.
yeah, or Alaska. Well, I don't like to go high altitude, but I'm thinking
Oh,
that
yes.
Well,
Chuck
not
and I
that
might.
high.
Chuck and I might try and do, if he's free, Canada or someplace cold. Canada's having fires right now.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible
Certain
fires
areas
right
they're
now.
saying no unnecessary travel. I don't know if anyone is that
Oh,
in the middle part of
I
Canada.
think
well,
it's
I
toward
know it's
toward
above Minnesota because Minnesota
Yeah.
also is having
Oh
fires.
wow!
But they said the fires are going down to Chicago, New York, blanketing, I think, about 12 states. The air
Oh, that's
quality
horrible.
right now is ranked amongst the worst on the planet right now. Literally. It's that bad. I think it's even affecting air travel right now because of the
Yeah, that's what I heard.
the
No
density in the
unnecessary
air.
travel going in the
Yeah.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
So listen, I did want to make an announcement that, and again, we are behind by 2 weeks. So Chuck and I wanted to, so when we talk about announcing this as the book of the month for July, the book of the month for July was announced on the 14th so just to let you know that, but we chose nonfiction this time. We've been doing a lot of fiction, and we do accept books that are both fiction and nonfiction. Of course, if you have written a book and you'd like to send it to us, please think about doing so because we do love to support independent writers. But this month we chose a really interesting book by Diana Reimer. I was very attracted to this idea of not blaming yourself if you've suffered from harshness, but instead of looking at it, well, it must be it's turning poison into medicine, which is an
I like
idea
that.
that's mentioned a lot in Buddhism. And you can see she has that lovely pink. That pink lotus there, and the pink lotus, you can see the pink, how dry and cracked, no nourishment whatsoever.
Right.
And yet from this harsh existence, from the mud and from the muck, comes one of the most beautiful flowers in the world.
Yeah.
And that is really the teachings we see in Vajrayana Buddhism, certain sects of Mahayanas, and certainly we see it in Nichiren Daishonin. It's not so much that it's your fault because everybody has free choice. Someone disrespects you in some manner, they chose that themselves. It is on them. Nobody is being manipulated by you. But what these higher aspects of Buddhism teach us is rather that it isn't your fault, but with the right spiritual training, these are the skills to help you work through the karma. So it's not your fault that it happened, but it is your karma. How are you going to handle it?
Right.
Right.
I
So
was very intrigued when you said from poison to medicine. I immediately thought of homeopathic medicine, which sometimes will involve microdoses of things that would normally be toxic, like venom even, but turning it into healing medicine.
Right. So the box, the series, the box. Okay.
Yeah.
You wake up with amnesia and you have no idea who you are or where you've come from. You're wearing a simple white t-shirt and white pants, and you hear a sound in the background. And the sound you hear in the background is the sound of a metronome. Okay? So you wake up, you have no memory of who you are. Think about this. You find yourself in a white cube, and this is what you hear. What does that sound like?
Heartbeat.
Right. And next to that metronome is a violin. And there's a clock in the room. And at 5 a.m., the alarm goes off, your food is given to you, and at approximately 5:15 a.m., we'll say 5:15 a.m., after your you get a set breakfast that comes through the wall, and then at 5:15 you begin to hear right? This is what you start to hear at 5:15 in the morning after you've finished your breakfast. And then a video comes on and a woman says, "This is lesson number 1 for your first class in the violin." And you can't turn it off. And if you don't do the lesson, you stay in lesson 1. You can't get away from it. You can't escape it. And then you say, "Screw you, you're insane. I'm not going to pick up the violin." And you go to sleep and you wake up the next morning, and at 5:15.
Oh, that's what you guys are doing now? Black Hills?
And so, for no reason whatsoever, you pick up the violin and you start trying to play the violin and figure it out. And then the following day, she shows up again and says, "Congratulations, you have completed lesson 1. This is lesson 2. And then again, you hear the sound of the metronome.
Have a good day.
Right? So, and then lunch is served, and then the metronome. And in plainer words, no matter how badly he wants to escape that horrible sound, the horrors of being in the cube, he is going to have to complete his lessons. And at the end of the cube, after hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days of just accepting the rules of this reality, hundreds of hours, thousands of hours later, he achieves mastery.
Yeah.
He's an old man, and he's sitting there, and he's come to lean on the metronome. He's fallen in love with that violin, and then he closes his eyes and goes to sleep, and they say, "Congratulations, you have completed your task." He goes to sleep, he wakes up, and he finds himself in another cube, in another world. And there's another metronome, and the metronome only now it's a tuba.
Wow. Not a piano.
Or a piano, right?
A tuba, no.
So that would be the best way of interpreting Kabbalah. And that would be the best way of interpreting Vajrayana Buddhism. In plain words, it's not your fault that those are the rules. Those are the parameters of the world that you've incarnated in. If you study Stoicism, the rules are people are jerks. People use each other. They lie. They steal to get their own personal needs. It's a dog eat dog world sometimes. Life's not fair. You will be ripped off. You will be betrayed. It's not that it's your fault. It's just that sometimes in life there are jerks. You're going to have to try and navigate that and master life, because ultimately the purpose of life is well, they say to be happy in Buddhism, but more than to be happy, it's to raise ourselves and the world up to something greater. In plainer words, mastery. And so the purpose of the story of the cube is that he achieved what he was supposed to achieve within the parameters of what the cube demanded. He became a master violinist, so that he then completed that incarnation, and then he went on to incarnate in another world, and then was required to master it again, because as all of us choose mastery, the planet is raised up to a higher vibration. And ultimately, that's the function of being alive. Not to blame yourself for every idiotic thing anybody ever said to you, but to navigate this imperfect world and raise it into something greater.
Raise it. But also, as we raise ourselves, we hopefully bring other people along and raise them up as well.
Right, exactly. And so that is what she's talking about in her book, From Abuse to Enlightenment. You're not responsible for the fact that your dad is a jerk or your mom's a jerk. They were going to be a jerk whether you showed up or not. Maybe you showed up because you were trying to help and you felt sorry for them, right? So you're an angel trying to save them from themselves. Who knows, right?
Some people don't want help.
Right. So be able to make that distinction and continue to work on mastery. And part of that is understanding in Stoicism, crap happens, and people are not robots. Where's your personal responsibility in why this relationship didn't work? Everything doesn't have to be on your shoulders every time something falls apart. Right. Other people need to take responsibility here. But what I love about From Abuse to Enlightenment is she talks about it as turning poison into medicine, taking these negative experiences and actually using it as the energy or drive to take you to something higher.
What word that comes to mind for me is transmutation. Transmuting something, toxic, and turning it into something positive. I love that. I'm looking forward to this book.
Yeah, and I love the imagery as well. All right. So if you would like to get a copy of this book, you can check it out on Amazon. And be sure also to, if you have a book and you'd like us to consider it, send it please to care of Dr. Whimsy Anderson, 1819 Southwest 5th Avenue, Suite 116, Portland, Oregon, 97201. That's our zip. And we will take a look at your book, and who knows, maybe it'll appear in our Taco Tuesdays Book of the Month Club. Chuck, I would be very, very honored if you would say hi to everybody. Then we can go ahead and do the empath prayer. And
love that.
And then later on in the later on in the show, we can maybe take a look at the speech. Though many people tell me they don't want to see the speech, so maybe we will mute it and just read the comments. But please go ahead, Chuck.
Sure. Well, let me scroll past all of the cue cards from Joel here. We have our wonderful Joel Tilson here. Hi, Joel. Rose Blue 4205, Angelina Delgado-Y7J, Colleen Rager 9538, Torre V Sun Moon.
Hi, everybody.
Jana Kaminsky, 6051, Rockin' Pony Lady, Tennis Sufunga, 1513. I do hope I'm saying your name right. Deb-P9J, Dinden-50. I think I read Rose Blue there. Elizabeth Beck, Gloria Boujrin, 4342, Rebecca L 135. Hi, Joyce Petrus, my good friend. Gigi,
hey, Joyce.
Lord. Hey, Gigi, my other good friend here.
Hi, Gigi.
We got Gail Handley, Susan Bouwer, Jeremy Rodney. Hi.
Hi, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah, Mary Turner. Let's see, I'm trying not to repeat names here. Maggie Bresnahan. Well, we got some great people here today. Emily Florentine.
What we'll keep saying hi to people as we go along. And I think we're just going to go in because we do have a pretty thick floor. And I'm going to probably be leaning heavily on Joel today to get through all of this. But Chuck, will you be so kind to read the cue cards?
Yes, from Joel. Iran attacks Turkey today per Tusi. Did I say that right? Tusi News?
Tulsi.
Tusi TV.
Tusi TV News.
Is it Tusi or Tulsi?
Tusi.
I don't know. Turkey is a NATO member per charter. NATO must join the war.
They must.
Okay, so talk us off the ledge, Joel. Can you tell everybody what happened exactly?
Well, Iran basically has been bombing everybody with all the Gulf states, and now they turned on Turkey. And Turkey is a NATO member. And when anybody gets attacked that's a NATO member, all the other countries have to join in and defend Iran, or have to go against Iran now. I'm talking about the entire NATO. They can't sit on the sidelines anymore.
Yeah.
They have to join in with the United States and do something about Iran.
Yeah.
That's the charter.
Yeah.
If you read the charter, it says so. I think it's chartered in the charter. I think it's Article 34, I think it is.
Yeah. So was anybody hurt?
I didn't hear any reports of injuries or damage or whatever, but attacks, like I said, if Turkey's attacked, something's got to be done about it.
Yeah. You know, Joel,
I mean, NATO just can't sit on the sidelines.
Yeah. Yeah, Joel, I was telling you before the show, I didn't hear this on any of the major news outlets.
They didn't cover it.
It's interesting it's not being covered.
It's not being covered. I don't know why.
No, it's not. I was surprised when I heard this from you. Yeah. What the motivation is.
I think my feeling about this is because I know that the calculations that I was asked to do had to do with increased risk for nuclear war or a catastrophic, what Grok described as a catastrophic event, how we could prevent a catastrophic event when I was doing my dissertation. So my question is, I guess if it's this bad, clearly Grok got everything right. My question is, why did we wait so long? Because this is bad, Joel. This is really bad.
This has been going on.
Why did we let it get? Yeah, but why did we let it get to this point?
Nobody wanted to bother with it because it was going to cost a lot of lives.
Yeah.
But look at that. But don't you think it's a lot less lives to take them out now than if they get a hold of a nuclear weapon?
It's going to be hard to try to overturn a government that's so embedded. I mean, they're using their own people as shields right now. Plus, they have all these modern technologies and stuff, and that's why. Also, that I put in one of the cue cards is the United States is attacking all the bridges and electrical power plants and airports throughout Iran today.
Going for all the infrastructure.
They're going for broke right now.
Yeah.
And,
I guess I'm just angry that it got to this point with
40,000.
I mean, they massacred 40,000 of their own people in 2 days. And I'm angry that NATO sat back and did nothing. The UN sat back and did nothing. And we let them get to this point, and now people are screaming to end the war, not understanding
they don't know
that if you end the war, we're talking about genocide of millions and millions of people. And right now, it's bad enough with 100,000 dead.
And plus, thousands of our own troops have been slaughtered by these radicals since 1979.
Oh my gosh. I just wish that it hadn't gotten to this point. And I guess I'm just frustrated that the United States, it took this long to do, because if we had dealt with this earlier, it wouldn't be this bad. That's what
that's what I was hoping when Reagan got in. I thought that they were going to take him out, but he never did anything. He didn't do nothing.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, do you think Trump could be a reason for this? You know, the U.S. involvement in NATO. Trump has held up a lot of things.
They made Iran, the head, they paid, you can pay to get stuff in the UN. The UN's very corrupted. They made Iran the head of the Human Rights Council. Okay, folks,
Stupid.
they're number one. They're the number one for genocide, right? If you want to talk genocide, it's a joke.
No.
This is a question we've already addressed, but Chuck, please go ahead.
I'll read it out loud. Will Mitch McConnell return to the Senate? We pretty much determined that the other day. There's just no way he's coming back to the Senate. We don't even know if he's coming back to life, much less the Senate.
He doesn't know where he's at.
Well, yeah, that was kind of interesting because when you look at the cards, when we did like a tarot card reading where we tried to figure out where he is at, it was very bizarre. We got a 4 of Swords, which is like an image of a sarcophagus. Is that what they're called? Mm-hmm. So then he got the Moon, which is a lunacy and insanity. Mm-hmm. And then he also got the 7 of Cups, which is like a drug addict. I mean, it was based on the opium pipe dreams. That's what inspired the author, Pamela Coleman Smith. So I thought, was this guy on heavy duty Dilaudid or something? But I put this up as a kind of joke, Mitch McConnell with Elvis and all the others.
Not the only one.
Right.
And viral.
Yeah, I mean, it's very obvious that he's not holding the newspaper, that his hand was just there and they slipped it. I mean, it's almost comical. Well, I don't know what the hell they thought they were doing. He's clearly not holding a newspaper. I mean, it's just absolutely absurd. And that shirt he's wearing is the shirt he was wearing when he fell like 5 years ago.
Or was it 10 years ago even?
I have no idea, but they're saying that's the same shirt.
They say the picture's from 2023.
Okay, 2023.
Well, he looks like he spent the month in the hospital getting a facelift based on that photograph.
Right,
but it's just that I tried to fact check as best as I could the other day, and it's all the services said. AI experts are insisting the photo was real, but I don't think it's fooled anybody. I think we've been so conditioned to being lied to that we're all just assuming that.
They're saying it's real. No, it's not real.
I don't think it is either.
And I'll tell you why I don't believe it's real. Because this guy, all he has to do is pick up the phone.
And all these phone calls that he's been sending out to his colleagues are all.
But he can't call the news.
No.
Yeah. Well, that's the argument from Kentucky Governor Beshear. He says, why don't you just simply have a press conference with lots of cameras around, have people around you that will put this to bed immediately? It's such a simple thing to do. He won't do it.
Well, you guys see what I have here. I have the beautiful show gong. I got I thought it would look good on camera. What can I tell you? I think what we're going to go ahead now and do is we'll go ahead and bring in the empath prayer. If you would like to receive a healing at this time, we can go ahead and include healing prayers for you or anyone you would like us to pray for. Anything else we need to announce or say before we take in the empath prayer? No?
Go ahead.
All right, without further ado, let's come together and bring in the empath prayer. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys, to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively as a community, we say, Amen.
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 And for those people who are requesting healings at this time, we come together at this time and we pray. We pray that you and those you love receive a perfect healing in mind, body, and in spirit. And together again, collectively as a community, we say, Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. May all souls be healed.
May all souls be healed.
I mean, I'm more than happy to throw the cards. Energies can change, but it looked really pretty bad the last time. But let's go ahead. We'll see. Is Mitch McConnell? We'll throw some cards. Mitch McConnell returning to the Senate, and we might slip away at 6 o'clock just to see what's going on with Trump attempting to steal our elections again. I don't know.
I'm almost laughing at how bad these cards are.
Oh my God, calling our children home.
Oh,
You know that song? Those lives were mine to love and cherish. You know that song? The garden guide on life's way. Oh God, forbid that one should perish, that one alas should go astray. That's what I hear. I hear that song, like a mother is calling her child home. The calling home, a page of pentacles, a gift to receive in judgment. So it almost has a kind of mystical calling our children home, back to the Lord, back to the heavens, back to home.
Yeah.
Things are changing for him very, very quickly, and the Queen of Swords has endings. There's no indication here of him returning to the Senate. Over the issue of his job, there may be an attempt to control who gets into his seat after he leaves, but he's worked very closely with a young man who's a speechwriter that could be making some statements soon, because I'm getting something about him close to some masters who could be writing or making a statement, but I don't see him returning. What about you, Chuck?
Well, first of all, it's interesting. I did get that there's a lot of competition behind the scenes for his job, a lot of priority, a lot of that's big, but the community, meaning the world, is seeing truth. They're seeing the despair. I got interesting cards here: shadow, shame, denial. Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I said I had to laugh at some of these cards. I got the deceit card. As far as Mitch goes, lots of restriction going on right now, and he's fighting for his survival right now. And I think this is a very literal survival right now. So I think it's just confirming what you were saying, what we said the other day, just saying it in different ways. But I found it interesting. I don't think the people see the truth. The people see through the BS. They're not buying it.
Yeah, and that's a long time to be in the hospital.
Yes, it is.
You know, just think of this objectively. Another thing to do when you are being gaslit is to walk yourself through things and ask yourself, does this seem reasonable? Ask yourself, do healthy people stay in hospitals for 6 weeks?
No.
Yeah.
No, they're claiming he's in a rehab center right now. Isn't that what they're claiming?
Yeah. Well, if you're living at a rehab center for 6 weeks, you're probably in pretty bad shape. And a lot of those times, that's the last place you go before. Look, it gets to be expensive in a hospital. When it was the beginning of the end for my mother-in-law, that's where
it's all paid for by the government.
She never woke up.
Yeah.
His hospital's all taken care of by the government.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't have to worry about his.
I personally think he's in hospice.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically when you're on your way out, they send you to a place like that.
That makes a lot of sense, Joel. Makes a lot of sense. Because I got that card restriction.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what that's saying.
He can't talk.
Obviously, he can't.
The way he looked in that one picture.
Yeah.
I don't think he could talk
anymore. I think if he were in his right mind and capable, he'd be the first to agree with the Kentucky governor. Let's just do a press conference. Let's just put these rumors to rest. He can't. He can't.
No.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Anyway, for another comment here from you, Joel, will China let Putin in after he flees Russia?
Oh my God. Can we just, I think that, Joel, would you explain to people what's going on with Putin? Because people may not know what's happening right now. And what we had talked about earlier in terms of oligarchs are being basically done with.
Well, he's shaking.
Talk a little bit to people about this.
He's shaking down all the oligarchs, not just a few. I'm talking about all of them right now. He's asking for about every month he wants them to contribute up to $1 billion. $1 billion a month. That's
I
not
told you
cheap.
he was ransacking the church, remember?
He is.
Yes. Yes.
And
The
the
crap
biggest,
you can find out with remote viewing. It was like, give me that damn, but this is for the church. You don't
I
believe
really
that
think
crap.
that I really think that the bigger ones, the big oligarchs, are going to conspire. I mean, there's going to be a lot of. I think there's going to be assassination attempt real soon.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if many of you have watched. There are, when you think about being a YouTuber, you don't think you're going to get killed or something like that. But unfortunately, what's happened is that there are some YouTubers that have also been poisoned by.
My.
Yeah. So one of the YouTubers reporting on Russia has been hospitalized, and he is showing signs of having been poisoned by the FSB, KGB, FSB.
They're sneaky.
Yeah.
So, you may know him.
I remember
he is
him.
inside Russia. He tried very hard to be nice to Putin. And as you can see, we wish him all the well. This is from inside Russia right now. This is the state that Putin is in right now, that he's taking out YouTubers.
Trying to, change into these things, whatever, dungarees or whatever that's called. And they call me and they ask me how I'm feeling. Can you imagine that? Well, I answer, well, who is this? And I said, well, how are you feeling? I'm feeling it's kind of none of your business. Who is this? So we're calling you from Ministry of Defense of Russia, and we would like to offer you to sign a military contract. You know what? Even if I wanted to make a sci-fi story, I couldn't have come up with things like that. Okay, right at the moment when I walk in, and I said,
So now they're poisoning YouTube people.
Oh, goody.
Not good.
We're YouTubers, Whimsy.
I've been threatened. I've called the FBI.
Mhm.
It is
I
what
know you have. You've even warned me about that for myself.
I try to be as neutral as possible. I give everybody a voice. I'm a remote viewer, and it is my job to give a voice to the people, whether it's Putin, when Putin said the lights of Moscow would shine on the entire world. This is his truth. Or if Elon Musk thinks that he's going to be king of the world, right? If this is their truth, this is their truth. And I try to be as neutral as possible. But just because you're neutral, he tried to be neutral, he still wound up being poisoned by the FSB. So, it's like you have to ask yourself just how desperate is Putin that he would stoop to the point of actually taking out YouTubers.
Well, we know he's desperate. We know he's out of his mind.
And paranoid.
And he's had a history of doing this very sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a question. Will the Senate remove Trump after tonight?
They might.
Well, I made the comment the other day on the show. I said, I get the feeling like people want Trump to go on live TV tonight and just have a meltdown or show his dementia or everything. Let the world see him for what he is. If he were to be disastrous tonight, that could be enough to prompt the 25th Amendment. I don't know what you guys feel.
I would like to hear what Joel has to say before I say anything, because
well, I personally hope that he ends up looking like a statue tonight and keep his mouth shut.
Oh yeah,
because he's going to spew all these voting lies.
Oh yeah, he's already said he's got some big thing he's going to announce.
Yeah, he sure does. All right.
Yeah.
So that's going to go ahead.
No proof.
Right. And that's going to go ahead and take us to Keith Edwards. If you'd like to support the Keith Edwards show, this clip is coming from Keith Edwards. And Keith Edwards is talking with a healthcare provider that works quite a bit with seniors. And they went through a series of discussions about some of the medical problems that he is showing signs of. And then we go ahead and we have the medical expert give an opinion. So we'll take a little bit of this, and then we'll come back on the other side and we'll talk about it.
Having a big meeting at the White House where there are heads of companies.
Yeah.
And then he randomly got up and was like, let me look at my ballroom. And then like, it's like he came to and he understood what he was doing is a little weird. But is that, would you say that's like the same thing?
100%.
Okay. So it's not the first time we're seeing this.
It's not. It's par for the course. It's his actual authentic status.
Now we're going to stay in that trip. Let's go to the clip of him going upstairs, Air Force One, with his dead weight. So what are we seeing there? Because I know that went viral, and I didn't really understand it fully. So can you explain that to me? Why is that a big deal?
So what you're watching is an 80-year-old, excuse me, an 80-year-old patient who has dementia, but also has a history of stroke, multiple strokes, if not TIAs or pen strokes. The way, for me as a physical therapist, the way that I observe the gait of a patient, especially ascending or descending stairs, these are very complex kinesthetic movements. If you've got pathology affecting strength on one side of your body, I can see this when somebody ascends stairs. He's not ascending stairs, he's lumbering up the stairs. And it's not simply the effect of aging. I can see how much effort it's taking him to fully flex and extend the hip and knee to avoid clipping his toes on the edge of one of those steps. His fall risk is at the point now. We saw him fall flat on his face at the correspondence dinner where the supposed assassination.
Well, he denied falling, but we all saw it. Yep.
Brother, listen, I've witnessed patients fall in front of me. I know what a fall from an 80-year-old man looks like. Okay. He fell on his ass, and he nearly did it with that stumble, like I said a couple of weeks ago. But what you're watching is a patient who is just barely hanging on to being above the threshold of safely ascending and descending stairs.
You guys want to talk about it?
He's exhausted.
It's frightening. It's frightening.
Exhausted.
I mean, it's almost to the point of elder abuse, keeping him in office right now.
That's basically what they get to in this interview. And I thought it was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing and also terrifying to see where this particular healthcare provider goes. And he certainly knows his stuff.
Yes, I've watched a number of his videos.
Yeah, let's hear this as well.
Of all time, and you know what that is, 250. The 250th anniversary.
Truly, there are so many examples of this that we could spend the whole show showing them.
So like losing words, aphasia.
Yeah.
Right.
Calling President Zelensky Putin, calling Iran the Islamic Republic of Japan, falling asleep at a NATO meeting. I mean, we can go on and on.
And wandering around in the summit months ago. Remember that?
Right.
He was wandering around.
Well, one of the things I found interesting in the video, how it pointed out, forgive me, Whimsy, I forget the part of the brain that has the master clock, controls our circadian rhythms. Yeah. He pointed out that many dementia people have trouble distinguishing between night and day. Like they sleep during the day and they're wide awake at night. And there have been all kinds of reports about Trump being exactly that. Like he wears his aides out because they have to stay up all night with him. And I heard even Marco Rubio on planes traveling wants to hide from him because Trump won't let him sleep at night.
Right. And that is the problem, right? Is that you start to have sundowning.
Yes, sundowning.
Where you don't know what you're saying. You don't, you're sleeping in the day and you're up at night.
For President Putin,
calling Iran, the Islamic Republic of Japan.
By the Islamic Republic of Japan.
That is who this guy really is.
And I think that what you were talking about, Joel, was this film footage here out of the his visit in Turkey.
They rocketed Turkey a couple of times. So now they said, and they've said some negative things about really the Turkish leader at the Ayatollah's funeral.
So what's going on there?
Yeah, so comparing that where he has to be led around to
keep him focused.
Right, to the time when he himself had to lead his father around.
Yes, I understand there's even a photograph
of taking his life over.
Right.
And then I cut to a photo of Erdogan leading Donald Trump around by the arm. It is shocking. I found the photos and then looked at them side by side, and I was like, Jesus Christ, that's a dementia patient.
Wow.
Right. So that was this picture here. Let me go back and see
if I
can
can
show that for you.
Phases of dementia, but it's also in the late phases. So if somebody has to grab you by the arm to make sure you end up in the right spot, it's indicative of, a very significant pathology. And I made a video about that. I think I used that clip in particular, but the video opens with a photo of Donald Trump himself.
Yeah. So there you have him being led around by the arm in an advanced state of dementia, very similar to what we saw when Trump was in Turkey, being led around by Erdogan.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm thinking at that time he was in Japan and he was so disoriented in front of the prime minister. He was just walking around like he was lost, like he was sleepwalking almost.
Do you feel that the people who are in charge around his cabinet have a moral responsibility, whether it's him, whether it's Biden?
Absolutely.
Rumors about Biden. At what point do you declare Amendment 25?
Well, it should have been done a long time ago. I think the key word you said, a moral responsibility.
Well, who will step up?
Rubio.
You used to say Lindsey Graham.
Well, but the duty has fallen on me to inform you that we give you a of resigning. Yes.
I think it's going to be fascinating to see how he performs tonight in this live speech. Yeah.
But I think the one with Lindsey had to do with January 6th.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Because when he said I'm out, and he had to tell him that he was out. But I don't know, man. This is so crazy. I don't even know where to go with this story. I mean, like, if somebody is going to go make a fool of themselves, where is your moral responsibility to the American people that you're letting this lunatic go out there? Or is that the purpose? Are you trying to compromise U.S. elections? I mean, what the hell is happening here? Same thing is happening in Israel. The democracy is dead in Israel. They just said anybody who's religious doesn't have to go into the military. So basically, some Jewish people are it's like some animals are more equal than others. You get to go and die, and then we're going to stay home and we're going to pray. And now they've taken over the Attorney General's office. It's like Israel's democracy is on it's on paper thin. I mean, and we see the same thing happening into the United States, and it's terrifying because you grew up one way. I grew up where Zionism was a leftist cause. We were all a bunch of hippies. We would volunteer, go to the kibbutz and grow organic oranges. And now now these right-wing evangelical Christians came and bought up the land. They've flipped it into this crazy psych hospital, Israel. And the same thing is happening in the United States. It's this weird evangelical Christian cult. It seems to have previously been somehow connected with Putin because Putin thought that he was going to take his Christian church and take over the world. So he weirdly funded or co-opted this. It's a bizarro group of people, and they've taken over Israel. They've taken over the United States.
Another question I have is who's on, do you think that they're going to actually disclose how many people were on Putin's payroll?
Let's throw some cards. Will the Senate remove Trump? Because, letting him behave like this, where is your loyalty to the country?
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Oh, exactly. Oh,
Somebody's got to step up.
I feel that after tonight, there is a feeling that things have to change. It feels
Yeah.
to me that a change is going to come. Like something has to change. Knight of Wands is swift movement. So letting him walk out there and make a... Stephen Miller is his lead writer.
Yep.
What the hell are you?
I didn't know
Where
Stephen
is your
Miller
responsibility here?
He's the writer.
They're
He's the
very...
writer of the speech tonight.
Yep.
Sorry, Whimsy.
Yeah. So, I mean, no, it's not you. I'm just shocked that there are no adults in the room. House of Opposition is the economy. So part of this was a desperate attempt to get away from the economy because it's the economy, stupid. Nobody wants to talk about this. We want to know about the damn jobs that are going automated and the fact that AI is shutting down people's livelihoods.
Yeah.
You know, that is ultimately the issue. Talk about the freaking job crisis that's happening right now. It's going to move very quickly. Look at this 4 of Cups. He does not want to leave the stage. We could find a situation where he drags this thing out for 3-4 hours. 4 of Cups. And final outcome, it heralds a new beginning in his administration. Look at this. Look, there it is again. The 7 of Cups of Alzheimer's disease. We've talked about Moon and 7 of Cups being cards that denote being out in the clouds, out of your freaking mind. He's got it in his 7th house as immediate. That's not good. His house of opposition. He's starting to also break with the church and money problems. The church comes in his house of opposition. His hopes and fears. Look at this. Walking out and leaving, just like Mitch McConnell. In walks the 8 of Cups to stand up and walk away from everything. And the final outcome for this guy is 10 of Cups. Return to the family, the Garden of Eden. Well, he's got his whole family's passed over, all of his brothers and siblings and everything. I think he's got maybe one surviving, but this is not good.
No, it's not. It's
not.
Well, you know, first of all, it's very interesting that 2 of the networks have already said they're not going to carry the speech tonight. They already know it's going to be a lot of BS. But Fox and CBS will be carrying it, and I understand the streaming news networks will be carrying it. But anyway, you know how we keep saying the emperor has no clothes. Well, I got this again, community and truth. It's like the world is going to be watching. They are going to see the truth. They're going to see everything out there. There's certainly going to be some judgment going on. The problem with the people in his circle and the Republicans, there's been too much devotion to him, self-control, holding back, you know, because of their devotion to him. But ultimately, I got physical body. I think this just means his mind, his body, everything is deteriorating for him. I'm not saying this is a physical death, but certainly a death of, I think, of his presidency and so forth. The ways I got the death card. He's fighting for his survival right now. It's his survival. But I just keep feeling like this is going to be disastrous tonight when he goes on and speaks.
Yep.
Yeah, I felt something changes.
I'm really feeling that.
Beginning of the end.
Okay. Putin's doomsday plane was in Tehran, Iran, yesterday. What does that mean for Iran?
Joel, could you please do a background for the audience and explain what's going on?
Well, if everybody remembers back in the old days when you had the Strategic Air Command that was flying the bombers around the world 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for years and years and years. Well, Russia has the same thing. And why this plane was in Tehran yesterday, I never got an answer on. That's why I was asking about it. And what does it mean for Iran?
And what is the purpose of a doomsday plane?
Yeah.
It's to be kind of like a secondary, like a plane for the president or executives of the government.
Like a second Air Force One.
It's like an Air Force One, only better, because it's got all the
right. So who would he? I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that it's basically a command post.
Why
would? It's a command post where he'll issue out orders to whoever in the military to strike or whatever.
Do you think Putin was in Tehran, or do you think that it's there?
You know what? Possibility he might have been. Maybe he was doing some kind of secret mission down there to get everything coordinated.
Let's find it out. Let's find out why the Putin's doomsday plane was.
But why a doomsday plane? I had no idea.
Would it be so? Yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
Oh, I was going to say, wasn't that similar to when 9/11 happened? That George Bush had a doomsday plane that he could run the government from. So it's like that with the doomsday plane.
Exactly the same.
Yeah. Okay.
And why it was in Tehran, I can't figure that out.
And this has been proven. It was there.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
The enforcer had it on.
Assistance. So they may be evacuating people out of the area. Could be because 6 of Cups would be to indicate an assistance. So he could be helping or even helping people to evacuate out of an area with a 6 of Cups. That's really interesting. Also, refueling weapons, etc. They could be attempting with that. They're fighting against multiple attacks. Look at that in the House of Hopes and Fears. The world is attacking them. Man, it's so over. I can't believe they just started hitting phase 4 and 5 like the last couple months. And I really believe it's because the oligarchs, the people in power, said take him out. Because you had people in positions of power, Elon Musk, for example, had tried to defend keeping Putin in power, but something has clearly changed.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that was. Maybe they just all came to realize that this guy doesn't want peace.
Well, there's some people that are saying that Trump is preparing, and Hextep is preparing an invasion of Iran. They have plans on the table. And they're working it out right now. How many troops? I had no idea, but it's going to be a lot.
Well, what we're looking at here is Miller's speech. This is, is he going to be able to stay on Miller's speech? Also, if you take a look at the remote view, it said that it's the economy stupid. So this is really, more than anything, a desperate attempt for him to talk about how life is so much better for you financially because of me. And of course, that's a bunch of bull crap. Things couldn't be worse. It hasn't been this bad since the depression since the recession in 2008, I think. What do you think, Chuck and Joel?
Yeah, Joel, please speak. I'm still trying to get an answer from my cards.
Well, I'm thinking that the inflation is out of control right now, and gas prices here haven't gone up. That has actually gone down. But eventually, with all this warfare going on, it's only going to get worse. And I think that this war it's going to be a never-ending war. Looks like the way they're handling it right now, because you can't take out a government unless you have forces that will go in and invade and take out that government surgically.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
They've got to go in there and surgically take out those leaders.
Tweezers. That's what I heard. The term that was used was tweezers. Because and that makes me think, oh, that was a kid that grew up in the 70s, because when I heard that a certain person had said that, I was thinking, oh, that's like that game Operation we all played.
Yeah.
You guys remember playing that in the 70s?
I remember that.
Where I had to take the little bone out, and then the patient died, and you had to be so careful with that tweezer, or it was like game over. So getting back to that, do you think that Putin could get aggressive? I think this is the end. I think we're looking at the end. Do you think
he would do something really stupid?
Nuclear weapons, because this is the tweezer game.
Chemical.
Right?
I think he's going to do chemical.
Where?
Oh God.
Anywhere.
Yeah. Well, he's desperate. He's
very desperate right now.
Yeah.
So we've got. So Chuck, what were you feeling about this?
Well, what I'm getting, ambiguity here. That's why I was having trouble with the cards, but I was getting with him again. There's a lot of restriction around Putin decisions, but deceit, shadow came up around him. He's very much about his business. Like, he's very myopic, very focused on his personal agenda, his business. But there's amongst the people because I got the community card, a sense of loss, suffering, discontent, despair, exhaustion. Everybody is just tired of this and fed up. And I was trying to get something more conclusive, but that's all I'm getting here. It's like a whole array of things. It feels unfocused because there is so much.
All right. So people have told me to mute the president because they have told me that they can't listen to his voice. So we do have him muted. However, if people say unmute him, I will unmute him. But I've been requested. I had people begging me to please mute him. People are triggered to the point where they cannot hear his voice.
I can't stand to hear his voice.
Now there are other people telling me they can't even look at his face. So I respect you all. And we have a mixed group here. If you guys tell me you don't want to see this anymore, I will pull it. But basically, we put it up because he is speaking. I'm trying to make everybody happy. Well, I'm trying to make everybody happy because on the one hand, people are like, please, you better mute him. I swear to God, I don't want to hear his voice. I'm like, okay, I'll mute him. And then I've had other people like, remove him. I can't even look at his face. So I think people are saying they'd like to pull it. So
please,
they're requesting that we.
Yeah. He looks propped up.
Okay, so I'm going to just respect people and we're going to take this out. But I just wanted to give people a chance to see some of what he's talking about. And he's basically saying that they're trying to make it virtually impossible for people to cheat, but the Democrats are preventing him from doing what's necessary. That was basically what we heard before we pulled the plug. So what do you think he means by that?
He's talking about 2020 all over again.
He's also desperate like Putin. You know, he's trying anything he can to sabotage the midterm elections. Anything.
How desperate do you think Netanyahu is right now?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Netanyahu's winning. They just voted that Torah study is equivalent to serving in the military. They get to eat cake and read books and send other people to go die. Your child isn't on our spiritual level. We're on a higher spiritual level because some animals are more equal than others. It's straight out of Communism 101. No, you're going to go die for the motherland and we're going to stay and study the Torah.
It sounds like Vietnam.
And it's also in Judaism. I mean, it's really a cult is what it is. A cult has taken over the country.
Right.
And Judaism doesn't believe that. Nobody's closer to God. It's like the Lord is near to all who call upon him. There's no intermediary. It's just you and God. So it doesn't even have there's no you don't get special. You're not special. That's just narcissism, you know? It's just,
yeah. Over 150 ships and tankers have been destroyed in the Sea of Azov. Did I say that correctly? Azov. Azov. Pardon me, please. And again, I didn't see that in the news either.
No.
Yeah,
the enforcer.
Regular news.
When did this happen? And what kind of? Can you talk about what kind of?
We're talking about it last week. In the last few days, this has been going on. And I mean, they've been wiping out submarines, oil tankers. We're talking about Ukrainian drones, ship drones, they call it. And what they are is they're kind of like miniature boats with 500 pounds of TNT bombs that are on it. And they're remotely controlled, and they go right into the ports undetected. There's no protection for ports all around Russia right now. They could be hit anywhere.
Whoa, crazy.
And we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah. Water crisis in Crimea due to severe fuel shortages. Water pumping stations are completely shut down. Dear God.
They can't pump the water. There's no water in Ukraine right now.
So how does it end, Joel?
They're going to end up. The Russian troops are going to flee. I really think so.
Are they fleeing now?
Gradually, they're slowly trying to get out, but the only place they can go through is the Kursk Bridge and the ferries that you talked about.
Wow.
Yeah. Was Plattner a GOP plant?
I think so.
Really? I think that it's our responsibility to vet our own people.
Yeah, yeah. Joel, why do you feel that way?
I just feel that way because he had too many black marks against him.
Yeah.
Okay, let's check
That
and
makes
look and see if Planter was a plant. I don't think he was. I think he
Just
was
bad Betty.
not a plant, but I do think he may have been funded by super PACs that are anti-Israel. For example, the Arab lobby, the Muslim lobby could have funded him.
You know what? Another place that where a senator or congressman was brought in, I think it was congressman from North Carolina, and it was a female, and she was running as a Democrat. Then all of a sudden, she goes right into office and she switches to be GOP. And boy, you talk about upset people in North Carolina in that district. You wouldn't believe it. That was 2 years ago.
Well, what I saw when I went into this energy was the possibility that he was going to take legal action and sue the Democratic Party, which without proof had pulled funding, which had shut down his campaign because he can't get access to the PAC money. He can't get access. And so he had to shut it down because they cut him off. It's our party and we're not giving you a dime. So he has a legal case. There's something here about trying to make nice. And I really do feel this legal case and this aggressive fight and a new beginning and the world. Foreign money, really, it's probably money coming back from Qatar. Qatar's been funding anti-Israel candidates.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, the two main cards I got, interestingly enough, gifts, money, payoffs, and deceit. Those were the
you got a golden parachute
right out at me.
Yeah.
And about priorities and ultimately the death of his career, you know. But yeah, when these were my two cards, gifts and deceit. Very shady.
Yeah. So that's what happened.
Yeah. It was McConnell and Weiss photo from 2023.
This is one of the, you know, that this is the top comment. This is the top thing is the McConnell's photo is the number one. Do you guys have any idea how big of a reaction we got to that photo and everything that happened with McConnell was the number one comment for our channel for the week, hands down.
Yeah, sure. It was just all over social media. It went viral quickly.
Well, to give you guys a perspective, here was the comedy thing that I had put up just for fun. And usually I'll get 20 to 100 people will give me a like, between 20 and 100. They're just little comments through the day. 564 likes.
That's a good one there.
That is so. It was definitely the biggest attention we got this week was this whole fake. I'm sorry, that's got to be AI because the way he's holding that is just ridiculous.
Well, it's just how he looked like he was almost 20 years younger. They just went overboard with it if they were trying to come up with a convincing photograph. I made the joke about how he looked like he'd been in the hospital having a facelift for the last month. That wasn't the way to go about it. Trump's health and mental state status.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I have no idea what we're gonna.
Cards?
Do we need cards? I don't know.
Do we? Oh my God.
Joel just does the work and then lets the cards fall where they may, right? Right, Joel?
Mm-hmm.
You just collect.
I don't know why, but I get these questions in my head and I got to put it out there for you guys.
Well, usually you do a great job.
Thank you.
You do. People are very happy with you. All right. So I get some really dark energy here. Like
you do.
Well,
I shouldn't joke about it, but
get off my lawn. 4 of Cups, stubborn, but look at this. 4 of Swords. I feel like this is but is it possible that he's just slowing down a lot? There's an investigation. There's a new investigation on him as well.
Oh, throw it on the pile with all the others.
Look at this, over corruption. There's a new investigation over Trump. Oh, is that the IRS thing that everybody's talking about?
Might be.
Fuck, he's screwed again. I'm sorry.
It could be a plethora of issues.
Look at that.
Not good.
I just feel, does he thrive in the stress, or is the stress finally going to take him down? Because that looked like he was exhausted. Four of Swords is not good if you're asking about someone's health.
You know what? I think Trump in his heyday, in his prime, did thrive off of this. I think he got a big adrenaline rush off of it. He loved it, actually, that kind of life. But now
he's chaos.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's a very sick, tired old man who can't handle it anymore. And I got cards, lots of decisions going on right now. He's in despair. Leadership card obviously refers to him, because that's what I'm asking about. He's suffering right now. Lot of risk around him. I take this to mean the risk he's putting all of us in just by being in office. And what I found really interesting, and again, I'm not forecasting death here, but this card was upside down. The new life card was upside down in my deck.
Yeah,
it's coming to an end. But I mean, by that, I'm referring more to his presidency, not trying to predict a death. U.S. forces destroying bridges and airports throughout Iran today. Yeah, going after their infrastructure. This is horrific. Yeah. I'm just thinking about all the poor people.
Joel, would you add anything more to that you want to tell people? What do we know about what's going on right now?
Well, they're using newer technology, new weapons and stuff, and with better what do you call it, radar blocking technology and stuff, and it's working out great.
Yeah.
And they haven't lost anybody yet, which I think is amazing.
Yeah. Modern technology is almost like tweezers in themselves. It's more precise. From Rose Blue 4205, Joel Tilson. Yep. The other day, Ukraine had destroyed 28. Nice to see they got more. Russia. Okay, sorry. Russia thought drones couldn't reach there.
Right.
That's why they hid the rest of their navy there.
They're gone now.
Mm-hmm. From Angelina Delgado, Y7J. How can we overcome the why bother fixing our personal life when our government is so corrupt and bad feeling? Well,
focus on yourself.
Yeah, that's actually, Whimsy, what we've made the theme of a number of our shows the last few weeks about how can you improve your own life? How can you empower yourself? I tell people, it's very important to find your own peace or your own creativity, your own art, your family, what you love. Yeah, exactly. And I believe collectively together we can rise above this. And I believe we are.
We will.
We are. Yeah, I see evidence in that in just the people I talk to.
Yeah.
But it does get discouraging. Sorry.
When this is all over with Trump, you're going to see one hell of a celebration going on throughout the world.
Oh, yeah. There's no question about that. No question. I mean, people have said they're going to have actually keeping a bottle of champagne in the refrigerator for the occasion.
Absolutely.
Yeah. From Raymond D. Pasquale, 5297, Mitch's corpse is getting better health care than women seeking reproductive care. The truth to that, yeah.
Taxidermist is what he needs.
Yeah, if he hasn't had it already. Yeah. In fact, when I looked at that photo, I almost thought, boy, he has a good taxidermist. It was propped up and everything. From Shelby Lisa 3782, they can afford to put him in a full-time facility. The rest of us have to care for our dying loved ones at home with a nurse coming 2 times a week. Most can't afford full-time nursing care. Yeah.
True.
I know someone who's in that position right now. From I got a BFG9000. I just saw a video on Facebook. A guy came out saying that professional therapist that works with dementia patients, his account on TikTok and in his other accounts were taken down just because.
Really?
Really? Yeah. I didn't know that. Wow.
Or what that's all about.
Sounds like fascism in action. And also further said, he said that Trump was mentally unfit because he recognized the symptoms he saw on Trump.
He has all the signs.
Mm-hmm. All the signs, yeah. I think almost any of us can see that. Kimberly Bly Fitpold. can Americans do about data centers?
Regulate.
I think they will contaminate our water and cause a shortage because of the contamination.
It's not regulated right now. That's the
Oh,
problem.
interesting.
Yeah,
There's no regulations.
That's scary.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. From at Jacqueline 2656. Hi, Whimsy. I have been watching for a long time, and this is my first time commenting. Well, welcome aboard. I took your advice months ago and started my own garden, and I'm eating my own fruits and vegetables without parasite fear. That's, very smart thing to do.
It is.
Very smart thing to do. All the fear. Did you see that about shredded iceberg lettuce being linked to Taco Bell's in 4 states, and they believe that's where the contamination started.
They
and
don't
it came
know
from
where
a place
it's
called
coming
Taylor
from.
Farms. Well, they said Taylor
Farms?
They said Taylor Farms, and supposedly from produce coming out of Mexico.
Oh,
that's what I saw today. I forget which 4 states. I think Michigan was one of them, oddly enough. But they're claiming that might be the source of the contamination, but it's spread to other states now as a result of this. And that it's not the first time. I think Taylor Farms once had an E. coli issue with slivered onions, and I forget what else. It might have been lettuce again with parasites before that. So they have a history of this. And also not to impugn produce coming from Mexico, but I had a friend, her husband worked on a film set, and it was craft service table, where they were serving a salad, and everybody who ate the salad came down with hepatitis. And a big investigation was done, and it was linked back to lettuce that came from a field in Mexico. And they further investigated, and this is where it's gross. Workers were not being given bathroom breaks, and they were pooping on the produce out in the field. And that's how the people got hepatitis. Sorry to be gross with that, but it reminded
How lovely
me.
is that? Yes, isn't that lovely? Oh, right. Well, on that happy note, did you gentlemen have fun? We're already at 6:25.
Great show.
I think we'll go fun.
It's
always have fun here.
And Joel is an activist. He helps get benefits for veterans. Joel, how can people reach you if they are veterans seeking help?
I'm on, if you want to reach me, my email is joeltilson@msn.com. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have about Veterans Affairs.
Awesome.
Okay.
He's not just a pretty face. He's not just a maker of cue cards. He does deep work.
Good man, Joel. Very good.
Thank you. You too, Chuck. And Whimsy.
Thank you. Chuck, how can people reach you?
Okay, the best way to reach me is just reverse my name, one word, dransfieldchuck@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. I do private readings over the phone for people. I do artwork. I take lots of requests for portraits.
He's a great painter.
Thank you. I often receive messages from these people, and that includes pets, dogs and cats. I've done portraits that way, and I've had messages for people. And I also have my channel, Chuck's Captivating Chronicles, and I also do my own live stream on Mondays, Chuck's Captivating Chat, where I do readings.
He'll answer your questions.
Yeah, he gives you free readings. He gives you free readings.
Yeah, I was on for almost 3 hours.
Yes, he gives you a little hors d'oeuvre. He makes you want to come back. Yeah, you get a taste of Chuck, and then you got to make an appointment to see him.
That's right.
All right.
Do. And Whimsy.
And if you need to see me, Dr. Whimsy Anderson, for a medical consult or for a reading, you can find all that information in the description, usually of videos, or also in the description of this channel. Okay, we are out of here. What an interesting conversation we had today. It was all over the place.
Good.
And be sure and check out our channel's memberships. We do offer memberships, and we get together on the weekends and give personal readings to our members. Also, check out our Tarot series, where we do unboxing of the Tarot. And if you like what you see, you can go ahead, maybe support our affiliates channel. It's just a way of further helping support Chuck and myself. Okay, we are out of here. Be kind to all, so that all will be kind to you too. God bless. Peace out. We'll see you next time. Hi, Colleen. I just saw Colleen was here. Hi, Colleen. All right. Bye, you guys. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.